Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midwest Formula 1 British Grand Prix, powered by Rays Energy Drinks. Refresh with Rays. We are here at the legendary Silverstone circuit in the UK for round 10 of the Division 1 Championship. The Silverstone circuit is a 5.89 kilometer circuit, or 3.6 miles, and it has a total of 18 turns. There's been a lot of legendary races here, so today should not be one to sleep on. Aston Martin's Gin It to Win It is looking to get back-to-back wins here after taking the top step of the podium in last week's Singapore Grand Prix. Mystic Joker, though, is the one to beat, currently with 6 wins out of the 9 races this season. The current standings have Mystic Joker sitting atop the leaderboard, followed by Hash and Cake Thomas. The Constructors' Championship currently led by Alfa Romeo, followed by Ferrari and Alpine in third. So qualifying is underway. We've got a few cars out on track. So let's get into the action. Looks like first out on track was a McLaren. That'll be Random Serious. As he comes through turn 15, better known as Stowe. Coming into Vale and Club. Around the final turn onto the newly named Hamilton Straight, ready to start his first hot lap. Coming into the very fast right-hander, turn 1. Nails it perfectly. It is easy to lose grip on some of these fast turns here at Silverstone, so watch for racers doing that. We come through turn 5 onto the first DRS section. Sector 1 is a 27.751. He's followed closely by an Aston Martin. Here he's coming into Copse. We've seen some issues there at the British Grand Prix this year, so we'll see if anybody decides to get crazy there as he comes in through Maggots and Beckett's. Another very notable section of F1 track. Nails it quite well. Let's see how the McLaren does coming across the line here. Only a couple more turns to go. He is on the soft tires. Quite a few guys wanting to start on the mediums. As you can see on the leaderboard around the final corner, Random Serious with a 127.950. Looks like Soy Loco in the Aston Martin is the next across the line. With a 129.836, Impossible Bacon 128.709. Scavney with a 128.959 in the Williams. Scuba Steve 128.162 in the Mercedes. Helgleen with a 128.020, currently sitting in P2. Gin It to Win It 128.568 on the mediums. A lot of medium tires in the top of the grid here. You can see an Alpine coming across. That is Matt Rosie with a 127.491, about 4.5 tenths quicker than second place of LFR Yolmir, 127.521, edging out his teammate by about 4 tenths of a second. Next across the line looks to be an Alfa Romeo. That'll be Mystic Joker. 1:27.299, 2/10 quicker than Matt Rosie, so that is the new time to beat. Almost every single car out on track at the moment. See if we can get some of this action in Maggots and Beckett's here. Sui just headed through there. Little slow on the exit out onto the hangar straight. Really pushing that Alfa Romeo, trying to get in a good time here. Getting it to win it, improves his time. 1:27.373, good enough for provisional P2. Sui comes across the line, P10 with a 1:28.934. JC Blackley in the AlphaTauri, 1:29.073. A ton of medium tires here in qualifying. Hash goes fastest with a 1:27.142 in the Ferrari on the soft compound tire. So a 1/10.5 up on Mystic Joker. Curious to see if he'll take another trip around or if he'll save that set of tires for the race. Quite a few guys ducking into the pits. Getting it to win it on an in-lap by the looks of it, trying to save those mediums. He put 2 flyers in. Good enough for P3 at the moment. Quite a few cars in the pits, either swapping tires, getting some more fuel, and ready to head back out. We've got 10 minutes, just under 11 minutes left here in qualifying. Sui diving into the pits. JC Blackley looking to improve his time in the AlphaTauri will hop on board as he comes through the final corner onto the Hamilton straight. He'll improve himself by 0.5 of a second up into P11. His teammate Will is up in P6 on the softs. If the drivers start outside the top 10, they will have choice of tire at the start of the Grand Prix. Whereas the top 10 will need to start the race on the tire they qualified in. Cake Thomas and Young DJ starting their hot laps for Red Bull, sporting that brand new livery that we just saw debuted last weekend for the Turkish Grand Prix. A tribute to their roots, not necessarily roots, but their strong ties with Honda, the legendary engine builder. Cake Thomas comes through turn 5, headed down the first DRS section. Coming through turn 6 and 7 of Luffield. Goes a little deep there. Gets a good exit on the power. Hop on board with his teammate as he comes through Copse. Very easy to lose the back end in that corner. Will stick on board as he heads through Maggots and Beckett's. Very good line. Ooh, a little too deep though on the exit. He'll lose some time there. And as I spoke too soon, it looks like Cake lost it in Copse there. We'll go back up to his teammate, Young DJ, ready to set his first flyer. P20 to P7 with a 1:27.731. Good enough for provisional P7. Mystic Joker is the only driver in the top 10 to have a fastest lap on the mediums. So we'll see. He is on an out lap at the moment. My apologies. there is 4 drivers in the top 10 with their quickest laps on the mediums. Mystic Joker, Ginnett to Win It, Matt Rosie, and Helgeline. Fredhead with the fastest lap of the session so far, 1:27.135 in the Haas. Only 7 thousandths of a second ahead of Hash. Next across the line is LFR in the McLaren, and he'll go quickest of the 1:27.006. 1.3 tenths quicker than Fredhead. So that is the time to beat, 1:27, almost flat. A few more drivers starting their hot laps. Young DJ bumping himself up into P8 with a 1:27.524. Cake Thomas and Super Nines are the only drivers yet to set a hot lap. Cake Thomas just at the pit exit here. Coming out at turn 2. The other Haas drivers still in the pits. Random Serious, unfortunately invalidated, so he'll go into the pits. Will just about to start another hot lap, followed closely by an Aston Martin. That is Ginnett to Win It, looking to improve his time. And he does, 1:26.605. We're dipping into the 26s. That is a flyer, 4 tenths of a second quicker than LFR. Wow, what a lap by the Aston Martin. Mystic Joker unfortunately crashed coming out of Cops. See his car back there, unfortunately. So Mystic Joker out of qualifying, currently sitting P6. Soy Loco just about to start his next hot lap here in the Aston Martin. Gets cleanly through turn 1 and 2. There's a lot of, it's a good mix of slow and high speed corners here at Silverstone, but a lot of low grip, it seems like, as he comes to the end of the first DRS zone. Will just cross the line with a 1:27.074 in the AlphaTauri, going provisional P4 with just over 4 minutes to go here in qualifying. Soy Loco approaches Cops, will hop on board. Nails it quite well. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's. It's a good line there. The back end getting a little loose, but not too bad. Gets that rear wing open for DRS. Down the hanger straight. As he comes through Stowe. A good line there. That's an easy corner to run wide on. We'll hop back onto the TV camera as he comes across the line. P18 to P11 for Soy Loco with a 1:27.652. JC Blackley bumps him down as he improves up into P10. Cake Thomas still yet to set a lap. Having some issues with track limits, I would have to assume. The Haas of Super waiting till the very end of qualifying here, letting the track get rubbered in and heated up. Could be a good strategy by old Gunther there. The two Williams coming through, Maggots and Beckett's, one after the other. Looking to maybe get a toe off of each other. Alright, we'll hop on board the Red Bull. One of only two drivers yet to set a time here in qualifying. Well, it's a pretty good line out of the exit of Beckett's as he heads through turn 15. Goes a little deep there. He'll lose a little bit of time, but alright, through the final corner. P9 for Cake Thomas with a 1:27.491. Great lap by the Red Bull driver. Quite a few cars on outlaps at the moment. And we're on board with the Haas. As he goes to set his first timed lap, and he'll only have enough time for one. Maybe two if he's lucky. Coming down the first pit straight here. Or the first DRS straight, sorry. The wing closes up as he hits the brakes. Other than Mystic Joker, it looks like the top 10 is full of soft tires. Super Ninas coming through Cops. Always got a spun McLaren there. Almost flat out a little narrow line, but not too bad. Gets that wing open. Coming through turn 17 onto the Hamilton straight. The Haas goes P8 with a 1:27.369. A good showing from Haas today. P5 and P8 provisionally. With next to no time left in qualifying here. Smith Pell coming across the line, P19 to P10. A great lap from the Alpine driver. Scuba Steve dropping into the pits. Helgeline in the Silver Arrow. Comes across the line, P18 to P7. Extremely close times here in qualifying, as you can see. Only 2 seconds between P1 and P20. Very, very close qualifying here for the British Grand Prix. Matt Rosie comes across the line. He will improve by 0.3 of a second, but he'll stay in P3. Will is only 100th behind his time here, trying to find any bit he can in this last sector. It's a good exit onto the straight. Oh, and he'll only improve by 1,000th of a second, so he'll stay P5. Only a few drivers left on track. The Haas on an in-lap. Random Serious going into the pits. Oh, as is everybody else. I don't know what happened there. Oh, some cars crashing into each other. I don't know. We got some sort of glitch happening. I believe the Haas was in the pits already, but a little bit of chaos here at the end of qualifying. And that'll do it here for qualifying for the British Grand Prix. An exciting one nonetheless. Very, very close times. And the Pirelli pole position award going to the Aston Martin driver, Ginnett to win it with a 1:26.605. 2/10 ahead of second place. Fred Head starting on the first row. Matt Rosie and LFR on the second row. Will Hash in P5 and 6. 7th is Helgeline. 8th, Young DJ. 9th, Mystic Joker and Super rounding out the top 10. Smith Pell in P11. 12th is Random Sirius, followed by Impossible Bacon, Scuba Steve, Cake Thomas, JC Blackley, Soy Loco, Scavney, Murph Selly, and Suey. Young DJ getting a 5-position grid penalty for that issue in qualifying there. I don't know how that works out. I don't believe that was his fault, but we'll see if he can make up those positions here in the race. Alright, as we wait for the drivers to set their final setups, select their fuel load and their tire strategy. Looks like we've got a full grid today without any reserves. So all full-time drivers. Alright, as we get ready for the start of the formation lap, Ginnett to win it leads us out in the Aston Martin. The predictive pit stop strategy is brought to you by AWS, the one-stop soft to medium or one-stop soft to hards. Those can change essentially at any time. The potential for safety cars sometimes is quite high here at Silverstone, just as you've seen quite a few cars skidding off track through cops is one of the major ones. Cars weaving back and forth, trying to get some heat into those tires. So in the top 10, we've got 8 out of 10 drivers starting on the softs. Mystic Joker and Smith Pell opted for the mediums in qualifying, so that's what they'll start on. and a pretty good mix in the bottom half of the grid between softs and mediums. So we'll see how well these tires do. They do figure you can do soft to mediums. So we'll see if these guys swap out to the softs later on, or if it's going to be a mix of both. As the Aston Martin rounds the final corner on the way to the grid, the cars are pretty well bunched up as the tension builds for lights out. Alright, all the cars making their final spots on the grid. And we're going to be ready for lights out. Alright, here we go with 4 and 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. The British Grand Prix is underway as the cars get away pretty cleanly so far. Side by side too. Whoa, a few cars quite deep. Oh, and lots of cars off track. A McLaren out in the gravel trap. Luckily with a full wing still intact. Quite a few battles here right off the bat. So we got a four-way battle here going. Oh, and a Alfa Romeo late brakes. Oh, a little bit of a tap there on Mwf1. A lot of chaos here. We'll stick on board as they head through Copse. We saw a big crash with Max Verstappen earlier on as a Red Bull runs wide. As they head through Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. Kate Thomas up 9 positions so far, as is Suey. JC Blackley 6 positions up. The McLaren of LFR down 16 positions with that early venture off track. Oh, those guys are trying to make a pass into the pit lane. Oh, Soy Loco and Random getting a speeding in the pit lane penalty. Helgeline, unfortunately, losing it around the final corner and crashing. The Mercedes doing a double stack, or sorry, the McLaren's doing a double stack. LFR swapping out for the hards already on lap 2. Six drivers in the pits so far. We got a Red Bull off track. That's young DJ with a bit of a spin there. Coming through turn 6. A few different pit stop strategies based on their starting tires here. Impossible Bacon only 2/10 back, as is Will. Going way wide through Stowe, but into the pits. Fastest lap swapping between Matt Rosie and Get It to win it. Matt Rosie winning so far with a 1:29.771. DRS is enabled as we have begun lap 3. Scavney getting by Smith Pell, headed into Maggots. Great pass there. Mystic Joker didn't manage to get DRS, but he's about to try to go around the outside of Smith Pell through Stowe. And the Alfa Romeo will get by the Alpine. got a spun Aston Martin, Soy Loco. Spun coming out of turn 18. Don't know if he's got any damage. Looks like the front wing is okay. Mystic Joker making it by Scabney. And also gaining DRS. Bacon getting a move done on Hash. Moving himself up into P4. With the Red Bull of Cake Thomas hot on his gearbox here. Mwf1 just squeaked out the position from the Alfa Romeo. He's looking down the inside. Mwf1 runs wide in the Ferrari. Too wide through turn. Oh, and he backs out a little bit. Not wanting to go wheel to wheel through there. The Alfa Romeo looking to get DRS. Out of turn 5. He'll just get by Mwf1 as they head down into turn 7. Oh, Mwf1's mounting another battle here, though. Trying to get some slipstream down into Cops. Suey will hang on to P8 for the time being. Soy Loco heads into the pits and will unfortunately retire his Aston Martin here on lap 4. Cake's looking to make a move here on Hash. But he's making that Ferrari pretty wide. Once again, the Red Bull could get DRS if he sticks in that 1 second gap. Super looking to make a move here on JC Blackley. Looking down the inside, but can't quite get it done. Gonna be a bit of a DRS train here as they head on to the straight. Back end getting a little loose on the AlphaTauri. As the Haas looks down the inside, a little bit of contact. The AlphaTauri coming out ahead. Burning up the ERS. He gets down the inside of the AlphaTauri and he'll take P10. As he looks at the gearbox of the Ferrari ahead, hoping to maybe make a move here down the hangar straight with the help of DRS. Goes around the outside. Great move. Get it to win it with the fastest lap so far, 1:29.734. Hash closing in ever so slightly on Impossible Bacon in the Williams. Cake Thomas right on his gearbox as well. Oh, and the Ferrari spun coming out of turn 1. One of those high-speed, low-grip zones. Unfortunately losing a few positions. Hopefully didn't flat spot his tires. Cake Thomas was only a 10th and a half back there. Mwf1 with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Scuba Steve right on the gearbox of the Red Bull. Could be another DRS train here. Ferrari going a little wide. Cake Thomas looks like he's going to capitalize. As he gets the move done on the Ferrari. Bit of contact there. Fredhead with the fastest lap, 1:29.467 is the time to beat. We've got a spun Haas. Looks like Fredhead might have got off track a little bit. Tires are a little hot. As he's got 4 cars looking down, breathing down his neck. Little DRS train behind him. Cake Thomas getting the move done on Impossible Bacon, but going deep. The Williams fighting back. As he goes around the outside. The Red Bull slightly ahead, with a Ferrari getting in the battle too. On board the Silver Arrow of Scuba Steve, watching this battle unfold. These drivers getting DRS in many consecutive laps definitely helps keep those battles going for laps to come. Get it to win it, currently winning. Oh, Super Ninus makes a move on Sui. As they come down into club. Sui not giving up as they head down the Hamilton straight. Ash collecting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, unfortunately. Get it to win it, currently leading with a 1.8-second gap on the Alpine and Matt Rossi. And Murph he'll go into the pits as well and unfortunately retire the Ferrari. Three cars so far are not going to finish the British Grand Prix. Random Sirius heads into the pits in the McLaren. Currently on the softs, we'll see where he switches out to. A fresh set of mediums, serving that 5-second time penalty. And the crew gets him in and out. Cake Thomas right on the gearbox of the Haas of Fredhead. Sui making a move on the Haas. So we've got a few drivers that have made pit stops so far. The top 10 have yet to pit. Scavney collecting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings of track limits. The Haas is looking to make a move here, hopefully with the help of DRS. P3 to P6, only separated by a total of a second roughly. Will taking a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and Super fighting back to get that P8. The Aston Martin of Guinnett opening up that gap ever so slightly, gaining a few tenths. As he heads into the pits for his first pit stop, Matt Rossi will take over the lead. Fredhead hopping into the pits as well. A few drivers will get by him. Hash will follow the Haas in. Get it to win it, hopping with the medium tire. So with these going about 10 laps, there should be probably no issue getting the mediums to the end. They'll be slightly falling off later on. Some gaps opening up quite a bit in the bottom half of the grid. Young DJ just headed into the pits for a fresh set of mediums. He's about 19 seconds back, roughly, of Hash as the AlphaTauri heads by him, and the Alfa Romeo of Mystic Joker. Scavney just coming around through turn 1, gaining a little bit of time on the Red Bull. Smith Pell 5 seconds back, 6 seconds back of Scavney. Impossible Bacon getting a move done on Cake Thomas. Getting that lead position into the pits. I think we've got a little bit of a glitch happening. Which is majorly unfortunate. I've seen this happen in quite a few lobbies. Cars jumping all over the map here. I think the timing board is correct. It's just a little bit of glitchy chaos. Oh, unfortunately, I believe it might be Soy Loco damaged the floor of the car and the side pods. Headed through Maggots and Beckett's, so that unfortunately messed the car up a little bit. A bunch of penalties just handed out recently, and I think that might have been I'm thinking it's a game glitch, but I could be wrong. Get it to win it with a 1:29.223, the current fastest lap of the British Grand Prix here on lap 12. And Hash will come right back with a 1:29.121 in the Ferrari. Impossible Bacon headed back into the pits, even though he's got a brand new set of tires on. Serving a penalty, getting a new front wing and a new set of mediums. Losing a few positions there, but still lots of racing to go, about 14 and a half laps. Hash only 9/10 back of Fredhead, hoping to stay within that DRS range, which he might not if he just fell outside of it. He won't have DRS down the hanger straight. LFR making a move, going around the outside. Smith Pell not giving it up easy though. McLaren coming out ahead. We have seen the McLaren hold some pretty good straight line speed this season. Gaps opening up ever so slightly. Sui and Super in a battle for many laps now. both on fresh mediums. Getting a little loose in the back end there. Mystic Joker heads into the pits for a new set of mediums. So he'll drop back into 15th position, I believe. Gaps have opened up quite a bit here. Fred had one of the closest battles on track at the moment. Right on the gearbox of the AlphaTauri of JC Blackley. Fredhead with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits as he heads by the AlphaTauri into Stowe. Smith Pell also collecting a 3-second time penalty. Scuba Steve currently leading by about 14 seconds. And that gap is starting to fall off now. He has not pitted yet from his original medium tires, so hopefully he can open up that gap a little bit more and minimize the pit stop damage. I do believe the average pit stop is about 24 seconds, if I recall correctly, here at Silverstone. Hash making a move on the AlphaTauri. Super also getting a 3-second time penalty. Quite a few penalties in recent laps here. Hash only 5/10 ahead. Smith Pell heads into the pits as well for a new set of softs. So he'll be looking to push those till the end of the race. Hopefully he can get enough pace out of them. Super closing in on young DJ in the Red Bull. Will hop on board as they head through Copse and into Meggetts and Beckett's. Super will have DRS here on the Red Bull. So we'll see if he can make... Oh, Young getting a little squirrely there in the Red Bull. A little bit of a glitch there from Super. As with the help of DRS, he gets by the Red Bull with ease. Young getting a pretty good exit. Hash 3 seconds for multiple warnings of track limits. We'll do a quick run through the grid. Scuba Steve currently leading with a 13-second gap. Ginnett to win it in the Aston Martin in P2. P3, Mad Rosie. P4, Fredhead. Hash in P5. 6th is JC Blackley in the AlphaTauri. Cake Thomas at P7 in the Red Bull. P8 is Will in the AlphaTauri. The Haas of Super P9 and young DJ running at the top 10. A little over the halfway mark here of the British Grand Prix. Sui currently sitting in P11 in the Alfa Romeo. P12 is Skadney. P13 LFR. As I say that, Ginnett to win it with a 1:29.010 in the Aston Martin. That'll be the current fastest lap of the session. Mystic Joker in P14. P15 Impossible Bacon. Murph Selly. Oh, he was already gone. Random Sirius P16 and P17 Smith Pell in the Alpine. Scuba Steve will have DRS here on the Red Bull of Cake. JC Blackley just at the pit exit, so he'll lose a few positions there. Random Serious getting handed a 3-second time penalty. Scuba Steve right on the gearbox of the Red Bull here. See, he'll follow him through Maggots and Beckett's. Get a bit of a slipstream and then get that DRS down the hangar straight. A good shot from the helicopter as they head down that very quick straight. Scuba Steve going down the inside as they head into turn 15. Great pass by the Silver Arrow. Looks like Sui's getting pretty close to the Haas. Been battling all race long, and he'll get the move done. We'll see how long that lasts. Nice front wing shot here from the Alfa Romeo. As they get through turn 1 cleanly. Super looking to stick within that close gap here and maybe get the move done on him. On Sui as they head down into turn 6. Sui got a pretty good jump on him there. The Haas not able to get that position back. Sui's trying to get inside that DRS range of young DJ ahead of him to try and close that gap. But he won't quite get it done this lap. Only 8 laps remain here in the British Grand Prix. Get to win it, currently leading with a 5-second gap on Matt Rosie and Fredhead in P3. Now, it seemed like a lot of penalties got handed out earlier on, potentially from a game glitch, I'm not quite sure. So some drivers will swap around as they cross the line and the penalties sort themselves out. And they'll report to the stewards as need be. Impossible Bacon, only 6/10, 7/10 back a Mystic Joker as he follows him down the Hamilton straight. Just as I say that, Hash makes a move on... Oh no, Fredhead lost it at the exit of Cops. And he'll lose a couple positions, Will, with a 3-second time penalty. Oh, and those mediums are overheated on the Haas. And he'll lose another position to the AlphaTauri. Super only 4/10 back of the Alfa Romeo. Fredhead collecting another penalty, unfortunately, with those burnt up tires. And Gunther will call Fredhead into the pits and retire that car. So currently 4 DNFs here as of lap 19 of the British Grand Prix of Fredhead, Murph-Selly, Soy Loco, and Helgeline. Again, it's still hanging on to that 5-second gap between himself and the Alpine of Matt Rosie. Closest battle so far is this one that has been gone on for many, many laps between the Alfa Romeo of Sui and the Haas of Super. Super having a hard time getting within DRS range of the Red Bull ahead. Sui getting a little bit closer here as they head down into turn 1. Super getting a little loose on the exit there. And Sui will get by him. Once again, with the help of DRS, just swapping back and forth these guys are. The Williams of Scabney within DRS range of the AlphaTauri ahead of him. So he'll be looking to close that gap as they head down into turn 15. Stick on board the Williams here. As he gets outside the slipstream, wheel-to-wheel battle here down the Hamilton Straight. Oh, and there goes Sui. Oh, he unfortunately loses it through turn 1 in that battle with the Haas. So he'll lose a couple positions and he'll overheat those tires a little bit. You can see some flat spots after heading through into the gravel. Majorly unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. As I said earlier, that is a very low grip corner, even though you're hitting it at full speed. Or close to full speed. Super unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo of Sui. Scabney only 6/10 back of JC Blackley, looking to mount another battle here. He's got to get into that slipstream. There he goes, he closes that up a little bit. Gets a pretty good exit out of Stowe coming into the club chicane. Getting a little loose with the back end, so JC will try to get away a little bit. Sui diving into the pits. Impossible Bacon with a 3-second time penalty. So Sui's going to go on to a new set of softs here. He'll come out of the pits in P15. As the leaders are coming around. So they will lap him. Smith Pell also gaining a spot on the Alfa Romeo. So unfortunately, Sui will come out as a back marker. So he'll have some serious ground to make up. Mystic only 3/10 back of LFR. LFR trying to break that slipstream as they head down into Stowe. Mystic just edges out the McLaren of LFR, so he'll take over P11 here in lap 23 of 26. Some great action here in the British Grand Prix, with only a few laps remaining. The top three on 12-lap old mediums. So they should be able to stretch those to the end. Gaps are open pretty much over a second on the majority of the drivers here, with the exception of Scavney and LFR. LFR taking advantage of DRS down the hanger straight, closing in on the Alfa Romeo of Mystic. Mystic gets a pretty good exit onto the Hamilton straight, opening up that gap a little bit as Impossible dives into the pits. Only 10-lap old mediums. Interesting call by the Williams crew chief there. Scavney falling outside that DRS range. LFR burning up some ERS, trying to stay within the DRS zone. As Random Serious makes up a spot on the Williams in the pits. And Impossible, unfortunately, will come out as a back marker as well, as he just falls in behind the leader, Ginnett, to win it. LFR with DRS trying to close the gap a little bit again on Mystic, as it gets within 5/10 coming into Stowe. He's shown some pretty good pace on the hards today, really pushing that McLaren to the limits. The only driver on hards at the moment, 22 laps old. I forgot he pitted very early. Not a bad call by McLaren. It's hard to say if the pace difference really would have made up for it, but he is sticking close to the drivers ahead of him. Ginnett to win it with a 4.7 second gap. Random Serious collecting a 3-second time penalty as Ginnett to win it starts the final lap here of the British Grand Prix, also setting the fastest lap with a 1:28.869. Only one lap to go. Mystic right on the back of the Williams of Scavney. He's going to get DRS here as they exit Beckett's. Can he catch him? He will. He'll go around the outside to take P10 as they come around onto the finish line to start their final laps. We'll head down to the leader as he goes through Maggots and Beckett's. Super with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. As the Aston Martin exits Stowe, headed down into the Vale chicane. Young DJ with a 3-second time penalty. And Ginnett to win it. Comes around turn 18 to win the British Grand Prix. Impossible Bacon setting the fastest lap right behind him with the help of those brand new softs and DRS. Matt Rosie crosses a line in P2. And Hash will come across in P3 for Ferrari, with Scuba Steve collecting P3 due to penalties. The Silver Arrow headed to the podium. Cale across the line in the Red Bull. Will come across the line in P6. Mystic Joker making a late move here. Only a few turns shy of the finish line. Young DJ comes across in P7. P8 goes to Super. Mystic Joker will steal that from him, as is JC Blackley moving up into P9. Oh no. LFR runs out of fuel. Is his teammate going to catch him? Oh no. Oh, there he goes. He does have just enough to get across the line. And Impossible Bacon will come across in P14. Your Raise Energy Driver of the Day award goes to Scuba Steve in the Silver Arrow, claiming P3 today. Fantastic race here by all drivers. Ginnett to win it. A little bit of a dance and up to the top step. Celebratory champagne sprays. And the win goes to Aston Martin. Back-to-back wins for Ginnett to win it. Matt Rosie with P2 and P3 goes to Scuba Steve. Hash will take P4. 5th goes to Cake Thomas and Red Bull. 6th, Will in the AlphaTauri. P7, Young DJ. P8, Mystic Joker. 9th goes to JC Blackley. And rounding out the top 10 is Scabney in the Williams. P11 is Super. P12, Random Serious. P13 goes to LFR. 14th, Impossible Bacon. Smith Pell comes home in P15. Sui, P16. And Fredhead, Murph Selly, Soy Loco, and Helgeline unfortunately did not finish the race. Unfortunate for them. But that'll wrap up round 10 here of the Midwest Formula 1 Division 1 Championship. Let's see if I can maybe get these drivers in for a quick interview. Alright, a little bit of technical difficulties here, but that'll do it here for the British Grand Prix. I am Jeep for Life. Thank you for joining, and we will see you next week for, drum roll, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku. Thanks for joining.